Guys, welcome back to the channel. Honestly, what I'm about to say is gonna sound absolutely crazy. I mean, if you were to tell me this 4 years ago, I would probably be like, no way, get the hell out of here. But honestly, guys, I have literally made over 106K, and that's British pounds, in the last 90 days alone. So in the last 3 months alone, I've made more than 100K in Great British pounds, which is about, I'm not even too sure what that is in US dollars. I'm pretty sure you guys can convert that. I'll get my video editor to convert that. But long story short, guys, which actually, guys, if you break it down, I'm actually making more than 1,100 pounds per day if you want to be exact. If you want to be exact, it's actually 1,177 pounds per day that I'm making. Net profit of that depends on what I'm actually selling, depending on like if I'm selling agency services or if I'm selling instrumentation. It's completely different because with the agency stuff, there's lower profit margins because there's more expenses involved in terms of like outsourcing. That's the only real big cost you really have when it comes to running an agency, which is kind of okay because again, as you guys should know by now if you've been watching the channel, that like when you outsource work, or should I say when you've got outsourcers, if you will, you don't have to pay them until you get clients. Whereas something like an online program or consulting, the profit margins are literally 97% because Stripe does take a 3% fee, which is, in my opinion, quite hefty, to be honest with you. It still is hefty to this day. I mean, I believe you can renegotiate that with Stripe when you're hitting like 50K months, I believe it is. But long story short, guys, let me jump into my computer real quick and actually just prove this to you. So as you can see, we've got kind of like, oh, by the way, I'm recording on half a screen here because I've literally got like a friggin' brand new 49-inch like monitor. It's like super wide. But long story short, this is my actual Stripe account. I'm actually going to refresh this right here. I'm going to refresh this, and as you can see, today we've already made 1,015 pounds. Yesterday was 1,374 pounds or 75 pounds if you want to get kind of specific about it. It's 0.99 at the end. But guys, in this video, I just want to kind of prove this to you. In the last 12 months alone, we've done 276K. If I go to the last 4 weeks as well, we've done 37,950 dollars. So basically 38,000 pounds. By the way, this is not even including crypto payments, it's not including direct bank transfers, and it's not including PayPal as well, because those three things do come in handy as well as like a backup, and I do have payments of those that come in and stuff like that. So I want to break this down on how I've done this. First of all, quick guys, just to kind of prove to you that this is not just all from course sales. Basically, let me go to my actual agency transmutation backend, right? And this is a new funnel. I actually archived the old funnel because, as you guys saw, I actually redesigned Instrumentation's website. If you guys have been following, and that's still open for enrollment as well, by the way. But just to prove to you guys, right, that this is not just from like course sales, if you will. I'm just going to break this down for you guys. So as you can see, right, we've got from the 16th of July to the 16th of August. Again, I'll actually update this for you right now. I'll do like, I don't know, 15th to the 15th or something like that. And then we'll update this right now. As you can see, we've done like 24 there, but I'll actually quickly just change it back. So we've actually got a month. 1 second, because I was actually less. I'll go with a higher number real quick, just to give you guys the benefit of the doubt. Oh, there it is. We'll go with that. We'll go with this number actually, just real quick. Long story short, guys, if we put this into Google like I already have, just real quick, as you can see, that's around 19,000 pounds per month I'm actually making from instrumentation. And the funny thing is with that as well, guys, not once have I ever tried to push instrumentation onto anybody. I've never, ever, not even once done outreach. I'm not even joking. Not even once done outreach to somebody to try sell them my program. Like, not even once. I have never ran a single ad to agency transmutation, and I barely even send any emails out mentioning agency transmutation. In fact, I actually had a dude message me the other day saying, literally, Montel, I subscribe to your newsletter. What do I actually get? I've not received an email yet. Like, I literally don't try to sell courses, guys. I'm not out here trying to sell courses. Never run an ad, not even once. Never even tried to run an ad, not even retargeting ads. Never done outreach for instrumentation. I'm not even joking. Literally zero outreach. People normally, if they want to ask me questions about instrumentation, they go through my YouTube channel, they come to me, and hey Montel, what's this program all about? Blah, 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 blah. I explain it to them, and they make a decision on their own, whether they buy it or not. So point being is, I am not out here pushing a course. The course is there available if you need it. Do you need a course? Well, probably 9 times out of 10 you might need a course, but do you really need a course? No, if you want to go do it by yourself, you don't actually need a course. You can technically go on YouTube and find everything for free. But then the problem you run into is that it'll probably take you a longer time to actually go about scaling your agency and stuff like that. And that's just a genuine fact, because there's the kind of era we're living in right now, guys, is that it's not about there's not a lack of information out there for free. It's just that there's so much information out there now that it's literally contradicting all itself, basically. So one guy will say do this, and he lives by that and swears by that, and another guy will be like, definitely don't do that thing that he said because it completely doesn't work. And both of them will be making like 50k, 100k, or whatever it is with their frigging like agencies and stuff like that. So honestly, guys, other than this 19k, we've got about 18,433 pounds. If you actually do the kind of like take it from the monthly, if you will, right here, we subtract this number, the 19k, from this number right here in my actual Stripe account, if you will. Yeah, it's my Stripe account. You will get about 18,433 pounds that's coming from the agency itself, plus a little bit of consulting on the side. Now, little word of warning. My agency's dropped down just slightly, only because though I'm focusing on building out age fermentation slides, still building those out. The program's pretty much complete at this point, honestly, guys. Like I'm just going above and beyond at this point. Like literally, I could have finished the program like literally ages ago. It's just that I'm going above and beyond. I could have easily just made the presentations way shorter than what they actually are and just give you just like bland information. But do I want to do that? No. Not whatsoever. That's why the results have just been so amazing from day one of joining the program. So as you can see, making about 18.4k from the agency stuff plus a little bit of consulting. I don't really do much consulting, guys, just because it's so friggin' time consuming that it doesn't even really make sense at this point. What I mean by consulting, guys, is like I will help somebody either start their own agency, or I'm helping like an e-com brand with certain things just on like a one-off fee. That kind of is like pretty much 97% profit margins as well. Consulting is just basically just helping somebody with like a one-off type of gig, if you will. So that's kind of like the one-off, what you call it, the consulting things that I'm talking about. So as you can see, guys, we're looking at around 37-ish K in the last 4 weeks. If we actually go from, if we go to month to date, I've actually already hit a 22k 22.1k a month. That's not including PayPal, not including crypto or anything like that. So we have had a couple of other payments, and we're sitting now at the 16th of August, only the 16th, literally halfway, just over halfway through the actual month, I believe, or technically slightly over halfway the month, I believe. It's looking like we're gonna hit another 30k a month for sure, possibly even another 40k a month for sure in August here. So guys, honestly, this is friggin' insane. What does it feel like? Honestly, guys, it feels literally insane. The last 3 months we've literally hit over 106k. I believe I showed you that, guys. Let me just double check. Yeah, just so you can actually see this again. I'll refresh the page because I had a dude, right, comment on my YouTube channel, not even I think it was like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. I'll try to find the comment and throw it up on the screen. But long story short, there's a comment on my actual YouTube video saying that this guy doesn't have any car. He doesn't have any car. You've barely bought anything in the last 12 months. I doubt you're even making any money. I doubt you're making even more than like 10k or something like that. And then some other doofus basically popped up and replied to him saying, yeah, this guy's a complete bum. You murdered him, blah, 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 blah. You got it spot on. There you go. Just showed you. Silence, please. Thank you. Anyway. As you can see, in the last 3 months alone, we've hit over 106k. Again, I will refresh the free. In fact, you know what? I'm going to open it up in a new tab, go to my actual dashboard itself, log in, wait for it to load. There you go. The same figures. There you go. There you go. Doesn't get more friggin' transparent than that. I'll even go to my friggin' balances, and you can kind of see what sort of payouts we've got here. As you can see, we can all see all this. I had one refund. That's just because the dude came to the program like didn't really like it, to be honest with you, which is completely fine. Well, by me, I'm very transparent. I do give refunds out if you're obviously within the actual threshold and whatnot. So there you go, guys. You can see all pretty much the back end of my entire friggin' Stripe account. Hopefully, guys, you see that this is genuinely possible. If I can do this, you definitely can do this. Now, guys, what I'm going to be doing in the future, if you will. In fact, let me break this down real quick. So how can you replicate this, right? It's actually quite simple. It's more about figuring out what people want and what they're struggling with, and then providing them with that. I like to call it that the simpler term is find out what Susie wants for lunch and then offer that exact thing. So I actually figured out that a lot of e-com brands and stuff like that are actually struggling with generating sales, generating traffic. So I just started offering that. The problem though is that before that I couldn't really reach out to enough e-com brands to actually start scaling my agency to the point where I wanted it to be. So what I decided to do is start off as like a freelancer. I just literally got hit by a freaking fly in my face, but I started off as like a freelance. I wouldn't say freelancer. I started off more of like a freelance website called Upwork. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Upwork. I've mentioned it multiple times on this. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape or form, by the way. But long story short, I started off using Upwork, right? And that was because it was just literally like a place where you can go where clients are already on there and they're already hungry for your services. That's what I've actually genuinely found, that clients are genuinely hungry for your services. So what you can do is just offer what they actually want. Give Susie what they want, basically. So what I did was I used Upwork a whole bunch. You don't really need to use Upwork in the way they say you won't need to use Upwork, by the way. Wink, wink with that. I can't really talk too much. I don't want to get my video deleted or my Upwork account banned or something like that. Not that I really need to use Upwork anymore, guys, to be honest with you. But basically, long story short, I used Upwork, stacked up smaller ticket clients, right? Got that cash flow coming in, and then I invested back into my business, basically, back into my agency to go after higher ticket e-com brands. Started landing like multiple e-com brands back to the point where we're at right now. Technically, we slightly dipped in the agency. That's just because I'm focusing, my stuff on age traumatization. So I built a really successful kind of like agency. Well, successful to most people. I mean, over here in the UK, by the way, if you're making like literally more than 120 grand per year, literally 120 grand per year, that's 10k per month, right? If you're making 10k per month over here in the UK, you are literally in the top 1%. So if you're doing more than that, if you're doing like, I don't know, 240k, as you can see, I did about 260 in the last year to date. It's actually closer to 300 if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, I believe it's actually closer to 300. Let me just double check. It's actually closer. So we've done 276k in the last 12 months, as you've seen on the computer that I basically put on the screen earlier. If not, I probably threw it on the screen just then. But long story short, 276k, but there's also crypto payments that I take, PayPal, that sort of stuff. So it's actually close to 300k in British pounds that we've actually done over the past 12 months. So I'm actually technically in the probably like top 0.7%, 0.8% or something like that. So like even higher than or even 0.5% or something like that. I'm not too sure on that actually. I'll double check that for you guys anyway. But long story short, how do you replicate this? Go and build a successful agency or offer some sort of service that people want, right? Then what you do is, that's like a done for you service. Then what you want to do is you want to start offering consulting on what you're actually doing. This is just simple elevation that you will go through as a business owner. Look at all the greats that you look up to. I bet you any money, all of the greats have some sort of, they started off with some sort of a service-based business that they actually do themselves. So that's a done for you kind of like business, or they had like an agency or some sort of done for you business model. Then they transitioned into more like online coaching. Then they went from online coaching to online programs. Every single person, and then eventually after that they start, acquiring other businesses, or they write books, or they end up with like SaaS businesses or software businesses or something like that. So yeah, as you can see, it's a natural progression of things, guys. That's what you should be doing. So anybody can go and do this. Offer a service, start getting successful at that. People will then start, and then obviously make sure you start talking about and documenting your journey as well on like YouTube, TikTok, that sort of stuff, to actually build yourself up organically, as well as, you're actually going to learn some really key skills when you're actually running some sort of agency. You're going to learn team management, client management, success, if you will, like managing success, talking about success, just being around and networking with a lot of business owners. You're going to learn sales, outreach. These skills are all transferable, especially the sales and outreach stuff. They're extremely important. Then once you've done that, you can literally, and if you, for example, let me give you an example. Let's say you run an agency, right? And you're absolutely killing it. Not even just killing it. Let's say you just scale an agency to like 5k per month, for example. Even just 4k per month, right? Think about what 3 to 4k per month could do for a person's life that's completely broke and doesn't know how to make any money online. There are people out there that are literally busting their ass right now for literally like $2,500 a month, and they're working like 60, 80 hours a week. If you can help somebody take that kind of like job and replace it with an agency that's just doing like 3k per month, 4k per month, like net profit, obviously, honestly, that would be literally life changing to them, because it will allow them to work from home and be their own boss, if you will. So if you have that skill, why not just go about teaching that skill to others? Even if it's just one aspect of the agency stuff that you're really good at and the rest you're not really good at. Let's say you're good at the sales stuff inside of agency, in like the agency life, if you will. Well, then what you can do is you can help people with an online program or something like that, online kind of like coaching or something like that. It's like a coaching one-to-one stuff. You can develop a program like that, if you will, where you're just teaching other business owners how to get good at sales and what they actually should do at sales, because you now have that skill. You genuinely have that skill. Think about it. Let's think back to when you was broke. I'm pretty sure we've all been like completely broke. What would an extra 3-4k per month for you have done back then when you were completely broke? Or if you're completely broke now, what would that extra 3-4k do for you right now? Honestly, think about it. Like, what would you do? Where would you be able to go? You'd be able to pay off your bills, all this sort of stuff. So if you've got a skill where you're actually good at sales, for example, and that's just one aspect of the agency stuff, and you can actually teach that to somebody, right? Go and teach that to somebody. I'm not even joking. And the funny thing is, with like helping people one-to-one, it's so much more fulfilling than agency stuff will ever be. I am not even joking. I literally have videos of people dancing in their workplace, in the actual workplace, because they're literally just about to hand in their resignation, because I've actually helped them scale their agency to the point now where they can literally quit their job. On the very last day, they took their camera phone in, or whatever it is, their phone in there, and they've got a friend to record them, or a colleague to record them basically, and they've sent me a little dance video. I've never once had like an agency client, and we've been getting some great results as well, by the way, guys, that I've never had the agency client, right, send me a video of them dancing around the office. Never even once. I mean, we've had great testimonials, don't get me wrong. I've even posted some on this actual YouTube channel, but I'm yet to receive a video of one of my clients in SMA dancing. Like, honestly, guys, look how life-changing that is. So if you can help somebody, even change their life just a little bit, even if it's not through online business stuff, it could just be some sort of skill that you have that somebody else might find hard to pick up. And funny thing is as well, that you only realistically need to say like one piece. There's sometimes, right, when you're helping somebody, it's just one piece of information that you literally can say to them that will give them the aha moment, like the aha moment, the light bulb moment, if you will, and that would literally go on to change their entire life. So that's the transition from done for you to done with you. And then once you've got really, really, really good results with the done with you kind of stuff. So let's say you've got a program where you coach one-to-one and it's about sales in any sort of business. Then what you can do is you can actually transition that now, because what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of people, like once you actually start getting some good results with the consulting stuff, like you're consulting people one-to-one style, you can either move that into group coaching and keep that going. And then eventually what's going to happen is you're going to cap out, and you're going to eventually realize that you probably should have some sort of online program video course that basically teaches the same thing you've got in your one-to-one, but you put it in a video format. So now you can actually basically sell a whole bunch of those. Now, it's not just about selling online courses and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I don't really like people that just sell online courses, to be honest with you. I actually still practice what I preach, still got my agency, still doing very, very well with that. But it's just like, why would you not do that? That's like the actual, it's almost like stopping your own growth as a human being. Imagine you're a baby, right? You're a fetus, then you turn into a baby, infant, toddler, whatever the friggin' route is, if you will. You into a kid, into an adult, into an old person, if you will. It's almost like trying to stop yourself from growing up when you're a friggin' baby. Like, why would you do that? There's a limit to done for you stuff. Then done with you takes it from there, and then done do it yourself is kind of like online program aspect. Anybody who's anybody will tell you that, literally. Anybody who's anybody will literally tell you the same thing. So that's the transition I've made. That's all I'm doing, guys. It's nothing new. It's nothing sexy. It's nothing shady. I've never had to lie. I've never had to scam anybody. You just seen me that I actually do give real refunds to people. You saw it in the balance right there. I give real refunds when people aren't happy. I try to have the best customer service possible when people aren't happy as well. Make sure that I check my emails and stuff like that. I probably should hire somebody at this point for that. So guys, that's literally the how I've been able to do it. Done it, if you will. I started off an agency, but the way how I started was slightly different to everybody else. I started off with Upwork, used Upwork to build up cash flow. Cash flow then got invested into hiring virtual assistants to do outreach for me, so I could do more outreach on a day-to-day basis without needing to do it myself. Started landing a whole bunch of clients from that, scaled up really, really well with my agency. People then started clocking on that I was actually genuinely doing well. Then I started offering like consulting on the side, blah, 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 blah. That got really repetitive and boring very quickly, by the way. Like one-to-one program stuff is really good, but like scaling a one-to-one kind of like ordeal is very, very difficult if it's directly one-to-one, because you have to coach somebody directly for like an hour or whatever it is a week, or 2 hours a week, or whatever it is that whatever you're doing. And it's very, very tedious, and you're probably going to say the same things to different people just over and over and over and over again if you've got it lined up the way how I did. And then what you can do is transition into that, into kind of like do it yourself, which is like online programs. So taking the same knowledge that you're just basically just saying the same thing over and over and over again to different people, and putting an online program. And that's basically all I've done. That is literally all I have done. Not once have I ever tried to force any of my programs onto anybody. Nobody needs to buy those. Nobody needs to buy those if you don't want those. Not once have I ever tried to do outreach for them. Not once have I even run a single ad for them. None of that. Literally, that was all organic, basically, just through YouTube, just talking about like my own success in the agency stuff, and people just came to me. Simple as. And you can do. And by the way, you can take that same concept and apply it to any business model. It doesn't even need to be how to make money online. It could literally be like online fitness coaching. Like literally, I don't know why it's by my hand there. It could be online fitness coaching, or it could be lifestyle coaching, or like just getting your mind right for business, for example. That's nothing to do with kind of, well, technically can link into money and stuff like that, but you get a point I'm trying to make, guys. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope I could just break this down and inspire some of you guys. Honestly, guys, I remember a time where I thought 100K per year was like crazy. Now I'm doing that in literally 90 days. I'm making more than £1,000 per day consistently now for the last 90 days straight, which is absolutely insane. I'm actually making, if you actually break it down, if you take the 106K, it's actually closer to 110K, but we're just gonna do 106. Divide that by the actual 90 days, that comes out to £1,177 a day. I believe that's like 1.4K USD or something like that, which is absolutely insane every single day. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this. Honestly, guys, insane. Eventually, I'm trying to get to that 100K per month mark and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a story for another day. Stay tuned for that, hopefully, on this channel very, very soon. In fact, no, we're definitely going to hit that spot, in fact. So definitely stay tuned. Make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys are doing well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to drop a like and comment and surprise. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.